On Rye, Chapter 54. Found a room on Temple Street in the Filipino district. It was $3.50 a week, upstairs on the second floor. I paid the landlady, a middle-aged blonde, a week's rent. The toilet and tub were down the hall, but there was a wash basin to piss in. My first night there, I discovered a bar downstairs just to the right of the entrance. I liked that. All I had to do was climb the stairway and I was home. The bar was full of little dark men, but they didn't bother me. I had heard all the stories about Filipinos, that they liked white girls, blonde in particular. They carried stilettos, that since they're all the same size, some of them would chip in to buy one expensive suit with all the accessories. They would take turns wearing the suit one night a week. George Raft had said somewhere the Filipinos set the style trends. Stood in street corners and swung golden chains around and around, thin golden chains 7 or 8 inches long, each man's chain length indicating the length of his penis. The bartender was Filipino. "You're new, huh?" he asked. "I live upstairs. I'm a student. No credit." I put some coins down. "Give me an east side." Came back with the bottle. "Where can a fellow get a girl?" I asked. He picked up some of the coins. "I don't know anything," he said, walked to the register. That first night I closed the bar. Nobody bothered me. Few blonde women left with the Filipinos. Men were quiet drinkers. Sat in little groups, their heads close together, talking, now and then laughing in a very quiet manner. I liked them. When the bar closed and I got up to leave, the bartender said, "Thank you." That was never done in American bars, not to me anyhow. I liked my new situation. All I needed was money. I decided to keep going to college. It would take me someplace. It would give me someplace to be during the daytime. My friend Becker had dropped out. There wasn't anybody that I much cared for there except maybe the instructor in anthropology, a known communist. He didn't teach much anthropology. He was a large man, casual and likable. "Now, the way you fry a porterhouse steak," he told the class, "you get the pan red hot, you drink a shot of whiskey, and then you pour a thin layer of salt in the pan. You drop the steak in and sear it, but not for too long. Then you flip it, serve the other side, drink another shot of whiskey, take the steak out, and eat it immediately." Once when I was stretched out on the campus lawn, he had come walking by and stopped and stretched out beside me. "Chinaski, you don't believe all that Nazi hokum you're spreading around, do you?" "I'm not saying. Do you believe your crap?" "Of course I do." "Good luck." "Chinaski, you're nothing but a wiener schnitzel." He got up, brushed off the grass and leaves, and walked away. I'd been at the Temple Street place only for a couple days when Jimmy Hatcher found me. He knocked on the door one night and I opened it, and there he was with 2 other guys, fellow aircraft workers. One called Delmore, the other Fast Shoes. "How come he's called Fast Shoes?" "You ever lend him money? You'll know." "Come on in. How in Christ's name did you find me?" "Your folks had you traced by a private dick." "Damn, they know how to take the joy out of a man's life." "Maybe they're worried?" "They're worried. All they have to do is send money. They claim you'll drink it up. Then let them worry." The 3 of them came in and sat around on the bed and the floor. They had a fifth of whiskey and some paper cups. Jimmy poured all around. "Nice place you got here." "It's great. I can see the city hall every time I stick my head out the window." Fast Shoes pulled a deck of cards from his pocket. He was sitting on the rug. He looked up at me. "You gamble?" "Every day." "You got a marked deck?" "Hey, you son of a bitch. Don't curse me, I'll hang your wig on my mantelpiece." "Honest, man, these cards are straight. All I play is poker and 21. What's the limit?" $2. "We'll split for the deal." I got the deal and called for draw poker, regular. I didn't like wild cards. Too much luck was needed that way. 2 bits for the kitty. As I dealt, Jimmy poured another round. "How are you making it, Hank?" "I'm writing term papers for the other people." "Brilliant." "Yeah." "Hey, you guys," said Jimmy. "I told you this guy was a genius." "Yeah," said Delmore. He was to my right. He opened. 2 bits, he said. We followed him in. 3 cards, said Delmore. 1, said Jimmy. 3, said Fast Shoes. "I'll stand," I said. 2 bits, said Delmore. We all stayed in, and then I said, "I'll see your 2 bits and raise you $2. Delmore dropped out. Jimmy dropped out. Fast Shoes looked at me. "What else do you see besides City Hall when you stick your head out the window?" "Just play your hand. I'm not here to chat about gymnastics or the scenery." "All right," he said. "I'm out." I scooped up the pot and gathered in the cards, leaving mine face down. "What'd you have?" asked Fast Shoes. "Pay to see or we forever," I said, sweeping my cards into the deck and mixing them together. Shuffling them, feeling like Gable before he got weakened by God at the time of the San Francisco earthquake. The deck changed hands, but my luck held most of the time. It had been payday at the aircraft plant. Never bring a lot of money to where a poor man lives. You can only lose what little he has. On the other hand, it's mathematically possible that you might win whatever you bring with you. What you must do with money and the poor is never let them get too close to one another. Somehow I felt that the night was to be mine. Delmore soon tapped out and left. "Fellows," I said, "I've got an idea. Cards are too slow. Let's just match coins. $10 a toss, odd man wins." "Okay," said Jimmy. "Okay," said Fast Shoes. The whiskey was gone. We're into a ball of my cheap wine. "All right," I said. "Flip the coins high. Catch them on your palms, and when I say lift, we'll check the result." We flipped them high, caught them. Lift, I said. I was odd man. Shit. $20, just like that. Jammed the tens into my pocket. Flip, I said. We did. Lift, I said. I won again. Flip, I said. Lift, I said. Bashies won. I got the next. Then Jimmy won. I got the next two. Wait, I said. I've got to piss. I walked over to the sink and pissed. We finished the bottle of wine. I opened the closet door. I've got another bottle of wine in here, I told him. I took most of the bills in my pocket and threw them into the closet. I came out, opened the bottle, poured drinks all around. Shit, said Fat Shoes, looking swallowed. I'm almost broke. Me too, said Jimmy. Wonder who's got the money, I asked. They weren't very good drinkers. Mixed with the wine, the whiskey was bad for them. They were weaving a bit. Fat Shoes fell back into the dresser, knocking an ashtray to the floor. It broke in half. Pick it up, I said. I won't pick up shit, he said. I said pick it up. I won't pick up shit. Jimmy reached and picked up the broken ashtray. You guys get out of here, I said. You can't make me go, said Fat Shoes. All right, I said. Just open your mouth one more time. Say one more word and you won't be able to separate your head from your asshole. Let's go, Fat Shoes, said Jimmy. I opened the door and they filed out unsteadily. I followed them down the hall to the head of the stairway. We stood there. Hank, said Jimmy. I'll see you again. Take it easy. All right, Jim. Listen, Fat Shoes said to me, I shot straight right into his mouth. He fell backward down the stairway, twisting and bouncing. He was about my size, 6 feet and 180, and you could hear the sound of him for a block. Two Filipinos and the blonde landlady were in the lobby. They looked at Fat Shoes laying there, but they didn't move toward him. You killed him, said Jimmy. He ran down the stair and turned Fat Shoes over. Fat Shoes had a bloody nose and mouth. Jimmy held his head. Jimmy looked up at me. That wasn't rank, Hank. Yeah, what you gonna do? Thanks, said Jimmy, that we're gonna come back and get you. Wait a minute, I said. Walked back to my room and poured myself a wine. I didn't like Jimmy's paper cups, and I'd been drinking out of a used jelly glass. The paper label was still on the side, stained with dirt and wine. I walked back out. Fastbones was reviving. Jimmy was helping to his feet. Then he put Fastbones' arm around his neck. They were standing there. Now, what'd you say, I asked? You're an ugly man, Hank. You need to be taught a lesson. You mean I'm not pretty? I mean you act ugly. Take your friend out of here before I come down there and finish him off. Fat Shoes raised his bloody head. He had on a flowered Hawaiian shirt, only now many of the colors were stained with red. He looked at me. Then he spoke. I could barely hear him, but I heard it. He said, I'm going to kill you. Yeah, said Jimmy. We'll get you. Yeah, fuckers, I screamed. I'm not going anywhere. Anytime you want to find me, I'll be in room 5. I'll be waiting. Room 5, got it, and the door will be open. I lifted the jelly glass full of wine and drained it. Then I hurled that jelly glass at them. I threw that son of a bitch hard, but my aim was bad. It hit the side of the stairway wall, glanced off, and shot into the lobby between the landlady and her two Filipino friends. Jimmy turned Fat Shoes toward the exit door and began slowly walking him out. It was a tedious, agonizing journey. I heard Fat Shoes again, half moaning, half weeping. I'll kill him! I'll kill him! Then Jimmy had him out the doorway. They were gone. The blonde landlady and the two Filipinos were still standing in the lobby looking at me. I was barefooted and had gone 5 or 6 days without a shave. I needed a haircut. I only combed my hair once in the morning, then didn't bother again. My gym teachers were always after me about my posture. Pull your shoulders back. Why are you looking at the ground? What's down there? I would never set any trends or styles. My white t-shirt was spotted with wine, burned, and with many cigarette and cigar holes, spotted with blood and vomit. It was too small, it rode up, exposing my gut and belly button. My pants were too small. They gripped me tightly and rose well above my ankles. 3 of them stood and looked at me. I looked down at them. Hey, you guys, come up for a little drink. The 2 little men looked at me and grinned. The landlady, a faded Carol Lombard type, looked down impassively. Mrs. Kansas, they called her. Could she be in love with me? She was wearing pink shoes with high heels and a black sparkling sequin dress. Little chips of light flashed at me. Her breasts were something that no mere mortal would ever see. They were only for kings, dictators, rulers, Filipinos. Anybody got a smoke? I asked. I'm out of smokes. A little dark fellow standing to one side of Mrs. Kansas made a slight motion with one hand towards his jack pocket, and a pack of Camels jumped in the lobby air. Deftly, he caught the pack in his other hand with the invisible tap of a finger on the bottom of the pack as smoke leaped up, tall, true, single, and exposed, ready to be taken. Hey, shit, thanks, I said. Started down the stairway, made a misstep, lunged, almost fell, grabbed the banister, righted myself, readjusted my perceptions, and walked on down. Was I drunk? I walked up to the little guy holding the pack. I bowed slightly. I lifted out the Camel. Then I flipped in the air, caught it, stuck it in my mouth. My dark friend remained expressionless, the grin having vanished when it had begun down the stairway. My little friend bent forward, cupped his hand around the flame, and lit my smoke. I inhaled, exhaled. Listen, why don't you all come up to my place and we'll have a couple of drinks? No, said the little guy, and lit my cigarette. Maybe we can catch the bee or some Bach on my radio. I'm educating you. I'm a student. No, said the other little guy. Took a big drag of my smoke, then looked at Carol Lombard, Mrs. Kansas. Then I looked at my two friends. She's yours. I don't want her. She's yours. Just coming up. Well, I'll drink a little wine and get old room 5. There's no answer. I rocked my heels a bit as the whiskey and the wine fought for possession. I let my cigarette dangle a bit from the right side of my mouth as I sent up a plume of smoke. Continued letting the cigarette dangle like that. I knew about stilettos. In the little time I'd been there, I had seen 2 enactments of the stiletto. From my window one night, looking out at the sound of sirens, I saw a body there just below my window on the Temple Street sidewalk in the moonlight under the streetlight. Another time, another body. Knights of the stiletto. Once a white man, the other time one of them. Each time, blood running on the pavement, real blood, just like that, moving across the pavement into the gutter. You could see it going along the gutter, meaningless, down. That's so much blood could come from just one man. All right, my friends, I said to them, no hard feelings. I'll drink alone. I turned and started to walk toward the stairway. Mr. Chinaski, I heard Miss Kansas' voice. I turned and looked at her, flanked by my 2 little friends. Just go to your room and sleep. If you cause any more disturbance, I'll phone the Los Angeles Police Department. I turned and walked back up the stairway. No life anywhere. No life in this town or this place or in this weird existence. My door was open. I walked in. There's 1/3 of a cheap bottle of wine left. Maybe there's another bottle in the closet? I opened the closet door. No bottle. But there were 10s and 20s everywhere. There was a rolled 20 lying in between a pair of dirty socks with holes in the toes. And there from a shirt collar, a 10 dangling. And here from an old jacket, another 10 caught in a side pocket. Most of the money was on the floor. Picked up a bill, slipped it into the side pocket of my pants, went to the door, closed and locked it, then went down the stairway to the bar.